Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Coronavirus TV episode, Tuesday, April 28th. Right in the middle of earnings season at the moment. A lot of companies are reporting how they're doing in Q1. By and large, I think it's mostly neutral in terms of the effect of COVID-19. A lot of the presentations are devoted to talking about the effects and efforts against COVID-19. There is some short-term gains as companies are, as patients, I suppose, are stockpiling and wholesalers are stockpiling, but this will bounce back in Q2. But by and large, pharma business does seem to be quite resilient against COVID-19. There's one interesting snippet that I wanted to talk about today, and that's come out of Sanofi's results. And it's that their drug Dupixent is again exceeding analysts' expectations for sales. And Sanofi's CEO, Paul Hudson, was suggesting or positing that part of the reason behind this is because of COVID-19 and the shift to telemedicine. And Dupixent is indirectly benefiting. Its clinical profile makes it quite an attractive drug for telemedicine practice. I'm sure many of you, myself included, have had our first experiences of telemedicine since the COVID-19 pandemic has started. And I suppose as social distancing measures ease and the pandemic somewhat passes, I can't imagine it's going to be a rebound back to normal. I think telemedicine is certainly here to stay. Also, from the physician's perspectives, I think there are clear advantages of telemedicine. I think undoubtedly there is probably some headaches in getting everything set up and implemented in the first place. But now that it's up and running, there are clear advantages. The patient triage process is happening primarily from electronic health records digitally. A portion of these will then progress to virtual in-person, virtual electronic consultations like Teams or Zooms. And then only a minority of these will progress to in-person patients' visits in the clinic. Considering what the purpose of these telemedicine consultations are, it might be for a new diagnosis or to initiate or maintain a prescription. There'll be a clear kind of goal for physicians to do as much of this at that virtual or digital stage as possible, and minimizing the number of consultations that actually require in-person visits. So thinking about this when it comes to drug treatments, physicians are going to be additionally incentivized or motivated to prescribe drugs that can be administered in a digital form. It doesn't require that in-person, face-to-face. So Sanofi is speculating that the equation is now favouring Dupixent, certainly within pulmonologists, but for pretty much the entire pharmaceutical industry, the balance of power is shifting as telemedicine becomes more entrenched. So what might other winners be? Any drugs that has a lot of familiarity, physicians are very comfortable prescribing, and they can do so without actually seeing a patient. It might be drugs that have, perhaps a better side effect profile. Certainly ones that can be self-administered. There's no complex dosing. Potentially also drugs that are aligned with other digital solutions, such as mobile apps. There's certainly losers to this too. So any drug that's perhaps requires in-person infusion, for example, more frequent dosing, perhaps drugs with safety complications. Even launching a new drug with a new mechanism or a new class is just going to be problematic because you haven't got that build-up of familiarity and history. So like one drug, I suppose, that comes to mind is, right before COVID-19, Novartis paid almost $10 billion for the medicines company and an RNA interference drug targeting PCSK9, inclisiran. I do wonder whether Novartis would still pay $10 billion for inclisiran after COVID-19 in the telemedicine era, knowing that it does have competitors that can be administered orally. That's just a bit of food for thought. I think telemedicine certainly is here to stay, and a lot of the decisions that pharma execs are making need to be done now in the context of that patient-physician interaction has ultimately changed, and probably changed for good. I hope you found this interesting. I look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care and bye.